Welcome to this explainer. Look, we have absolutely all been there. You're standing right in front of a closet that is just bursting at the seams. Clothes are practically spilling out onto the floor. You've got that infamous laundry chair piled incredibly high with things that are too clean to wash but kind of too worn to hang up. Maybe you even spot a couple of items still mocking you with their original tags attached from, 2 years ago? And yet you stare at this massive mountain of fabric and feel like you have absolutely nothing to wear. You're running late for class, or you're rushing to get to work, and the dread just washes over you. The decision fatigue is incredibly real, and man, it is stressful. But what if we could completely flip that script? In this explainer, we're going to look at a brilliant framework from our source material for conducting the ultimate wardrobe audit. But here's the best part. We aren't talking about what you need to go out and buy. We are focusing entirely on what you already own. We're going to take that jammed, stress-inducing closet and turn it into a beautifully streamlined tool for your own self-expression.
So here is our roadmap for today to get us there. We'll start by unpacking the wardrobe paradox, followed by the psychology of letting go. Then we'll get hands-on with the 3-pile method, learn to conquer that dreaded maybe pile, and finally wrap up with sustainable exit strategies.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, the wardrobe paradox. We're looking at exactly why having more items actually means wearing fewer of them.
Let's start by validating that daily struggle we were just talking about. That awful feeling of having a full closet but nothing to wear. It isn't just you being picky, it's genuine cognitive overload. Think about it like going to a diner and being handed a 20-page menu with hundreds of items, or sitting on the couch scrolling through a streaming service for an hour without actually picking a movie to watch. Your brain just completely freezes. When you are rushing in the morning, your mind is frantically trying to sort through hundreds of visual cues. Every single hanger holds a decision, a memory, or an obligation. This intense stress you feel isn't really about a lack of personal style at all. It is entirely about decision fatigue.
And this brings us directly to the core concept of our source material, the wardrobe paradox. This is the fascinating phenomenon where owning more clothing actually makes it harder to choose an outfit. Why does this happen? Well, the sheer volume creates what experts call visual noise. Picture what that looks like in real life. Colors clashing wildly, hangers hopelessly tangled together, sweaters slipping off overcrowded shelves into the dark abyss below. You literally cannot see the clothes that actually fit your lifestyle because they are completely buried under piles of garments that just don't. Ultimately, you've got a visibility problem, not a clothing shortage problem.
Think of the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, but applied to our daily dressing habits. According to the source data, most of us wear only 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. Think about that for a second. That means a massive 80% of the clothing hanging in your closet right now is just noise. It's essentially an expensive, space-consuming museum dedicated entirely to your past fashion choices. It's sitting there unworn, eating up physical space in your room and precious mental space in your mind, actively blocking you from finding and enjoying the 20% of clothes that you actually love and really want to wear.
And keeping all of that excess comes with hidden costs. In a world completely driven by fast fashion, we are constantly encouraged to buy into trends that don't actually fit our real everyday lifestyles. This leads to intense financial pressure. You're spending money on things you never use, like accidentally buying your 4th black turtleneck because the other 3 are permanently lost in the void of your closet. It also leads to environmental guilt, knowing these unworn items took massive amounts of resources to make. And, as we've already highlighted, it leads to massive decision fatigue. A true wardrobe audit is all about intentionality. It's the very first step in building a system where every single piece serves a clear purpose.
Which brings us to Section 2, the psychology of letting go. We absolutely have to address the mental clutter before you even touch a single hanger.
Before we get into the physical work, we have to ask a pretty tough question. Why do we keep things we don't wear? The research points directly to this concept of the fantasy self. This is the person we think we should be, the lifestyle we wish we had, or maybe the person we used to be 3 years ago. It's keeping a closet full of cocktail dresses for formal galas you never actually attend, or holding on to those jeans from high school hoping you'll magically squeeze back into them one day. We hold on to an uncomfortable jacket because letting it go feels like giving up on that fantasy. We also hold on to things out of pure guilt because an item was really expensive. But holding on to a pricey mistake doesn't put the money back in your bank account, does it? It just crowds your real self, who you are today and how you actually live your life right now. Look, maybe your real self just wants comfortable, stylish work-from-home clothes, and you know what? That is perfectly okay.
If you take away absolutely anything from this explainer today, please let it be this powerful realization from the source material. Clothes are meant to fit your body is not meant to fit the clothes. Think about the immense emotional relief that comes with truly internalizing that. If an item makes you feel guilty or makes you feel like you are somehow not enough every single time you look at it, it absolutely does not belong in your space. We are trying to build your style confidence here, and that must start with a positive, supportive environment.
All right, now that we have our mindset right, it's time to get moving. Let's jump into Section 3, the three-pile method. This is where we take real physical action in your closet.
So, the absolutely crucial starting point is step 1. Take everything out of the closet. And yes, the source material means literally everything. You cannot properly audit a closet while the clothes are still hanging up. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. Your bed is about to look like a retail store exploded, and it's going to be absolute chaos. But creating this giant, unavoidable mountain of clothes is a necessary evil. It completely breaks the visual illusion of your closet and forces you to handle every single garment one by one. You need that sheer scale to trigger a really powerful reality check.
Once it's all dumped out on the bed, you're going to sort everything into 3 distinct piles or boxes. Pile 1 is keep. These are your holy grail items. You love them, they fit your current body perfectly, and you reach for them so often that you probably pull them right out of the laundry basket to wear before they even make it to a hanger. Pile 2 is maybe. You like the item, but you haven't reached for it in months. Maybe the fit is just slightly off, or you honestly just don't know how to style it. Pile 3 is rehome. This is where you need to be ruthlessly honest with yourself. If the item is damaged, if it doesn't fit your current body, or if it simply no longer aligns with your personal style, it goes here. Be decisive.
Now, the keep and rehome piles are usually pretty easy to sort out. It's that middle pile that always trips us up. So let's look at Section 4, conquering the maybe pile.
For the items you are truly on the fence about, the Source framework recommends a highly effective physical tactic called the 30-day box test. Take all those maybe items, fold them up, and physically seal them inside a cardboard box. Write today's date right on the outside of the box, put it in the garage, slide it under the bed, somewhere completely out of sight. This relies on the psychological trickery of out of sight, out of mind. If you do not actively think about an item or dig into that box to retrieve something for 30 whole days, donate the box. Seriously, don't even open it back up. After a month, you probably won't even be able to name 3 things inside that box, which perfectly proves you just don't actually need them.
But before an item even gets the privilege of going into the 30-day box, run it through these 4 essential rapid-fire questions. Number 1, does it fit me right now? Not when I lose 5 pounds, right now. Number 2, do I feel good when I wear it? Does it actively boost your confidence? Number 3, does it match at least 3 other things in my keep pile? This is the absolute key to mix and match styling and really maximizing what you own. And finally, number 4, would I buy it again today? This is the ultimate litmus test for your wardrobe's value. If you saw this exact piece hanging in a shop right now, would you excitedly spend your hard-earned money on it again? If you cannot say yes to at least 3 of these questions, guys, it is time to let it go.
Now that you've made your tough choices, we reach Section 5, sustainable exit strategies. What do we actually do with that massive rehome pile?
A core focus of this framework is sustainable fashion. We don't just throw textiles into the garbage. We have 3 main strategies here. First up, sell. Use apps like Depop or Vinted. There's a real thrill in making $20 back on an old jacket, especially if you're on a budget. Second, swap. Host a clothing swap with your friends. Grab some snacks, pour some wine, make an evening out of it. Your trash could easily be their new treasure, and it's a super fun way to refresh your wardrobe totally for free. Finally, recycle. For items that are hopelessly damaged, stained, or torn, look for dedicated textile recycling bins in your city. You should never put fabric in the regular trash, as it literally just sits in landfills for decades.
So, what should you take away from this explainer today? Here is your actionable homework based directly on the source material. I highly encourage you to block out a Saturday afternoon, put on your absolute favorite playlist, and actually get this done. First, complete the 3-pile audit. Pull it all out. Second, once your closet is clear, look at your keep pile and identify your top 3 most worn items. That's going to establish the foundation of your personal style. And third, prepare yourself for organizing that keep pile so you can clearly see every single option you have, completely eliminating that morning decision fatigue.
I want to leave you with this final, rather provocative question to think about the next time you open your closet doors. Is your wardrobe reflecting the person you are today, or is it holding you hostage to the past? Use what you've learned from this explainer to clear out the noise, embrace your real self, and completely redefine your relationship with your clothes.